Hey everybody, so I'm back and I wanted to do a video on what my hair looks like after I take my rubber bands out and how difficult it is or is not to take rubber bands out, because everyone has this belief that rubber bands are just the worst thing that you could ever possibly put in your hair. And with anything, there are pros and there are cons. So before this video, I took out the majority of my rubber bands. Before I take my rubber bands out, I always damp my hair and hit my hair with my oil blend. So I don't know if I showed this to y'all before, my little oil blend. It's like castor oil, manure oil, flaxseed oil, and argan oil. I don't go crazy with it. I just do enough just to lubricate my hair. So when I first attached this set of rubber bands on, it was a couple of days ago. I think I did a video on that one. And when I was locking, I would leave my rubber bands on up until I would wash my hair again. But since I've locked now, I don't always leave my rubber bands on until my next wash day. Sometimes I will just take my rubber bands out just because I like my roots just kind of being whatever they want to be. I don't like always telling them what to do. This one don't like listening to nothing I got to say anyways. I ain't mad at him. I ain't mad. But anywho, so I took most of them out. So this go round, I don't want to keep them in until my next wash. I want to let them kind of do their own thing, with the exception of a couple, and I'll show you. So when I go in and moisturize my hair, as y'all can see, it's moisturized. All I do, because I only twist it 3 times, I just go in, grab the whole rubber band, and slide it right off. That's it. I don't try to untwist it the way I twisted it on. I just find the rubber band, grab it at the root. Oops, I missed one. And slide it right off. So I'm only going to show y'all a couple of these because most of them I took off already. And I just grab all of them. So that one snapped, but it's cool. So I think I mentioned before in a video too, rubber bands aren't the end of the world if you put them on, because when you get a rubber band fresh out the pack, like this is a fresh rubber band out the pack, and you can't really stretch it that much because I use these little bitty rubber bands, right? So when it's fresh out the pack, you can't really stretch it that far. After you oil your hair, your rubber band is going to expand, so it's not going to cut off all the circulation on your roots or all the circulation on your locks. So this is a rubber band that I had in my hair. They're the exact same size, but with oil, they stretch. So your hair will have the ability to move and grow. So they'll only be constricted for a little while. As long as you moisturize your hair, you will be fine. This is them side by side, how much of a difference I can stretch them, if y'all can see that. Okay, but I did want to show y'all. So I know I told y'all about a lock that I had back here, this one that has a loose hair. This hair is starting to lock. It's locking right here. Right here is extremely thin, and then the end of it is budding, and I don't want it to do that. So I'm gonna try to look down and do this. So what I'm going to do is wrap this hair around this lock. And then I'm going to take my rubber band. And instead of rubber banding it at the root, I'm going to rubber band the entire shaft of it. But again, I'm only going to do it 3 times. 2, 3. So that rubber band stretches the length of the lock to keep that loose hair on it. Okay, I got another one up here. This one is my problem lock. I wanted to show y'all this too. When you do come across a snag in your lock, when you take your rubber bands out, don't panic, people. And don't use scissors. All I use is like a nail clip. I just clip the part that's furthest away from my hair. So I'll clip like that part. It snaps in half. And then all you have to do is just slide that rubber band right out. It slides right out. So instead of trying to tug a rubber band through a piece of hair that might be matted up, which is what you want, because that's what locks are. It's matted hair. Don't untangle your hair if you come across a tangle. So this is my problem lock. A lot of loose hairs from when I had a very unshameful bald spot right there from getting braids. So I'm going to get this hair out the way so I can show y'all. Ooh, I'm almost ready for a ponytail. Almost. So I'm going to take this. I'm going to wrap the hair around it in whichever direction you want. And then I'm going to take my rubber band. This one I'm going to start from the root because there's so much loose hair. And then I'm going to rubber band it down the shaft of the lock. Stretch it out a little bit so it's not so bumpy. If it looks a little bumpy like this, that just means you might have it rubber band a little too tight. So you can just untwist it. I have a lot of loose hair in this lock. It's a lot of loose hair, guys. There we go. And I just want my rubber band to just go down that. So it won't be perfect, but at least I got the rubber band to hold in a little bit more hair than just at the root. I want it to kind of start to come down a little bit so that this lock can start to cooperate. And I'm going to finagle with this a little bit more. If you feel like your locks are getting a little tangled up, add a little bit. I wanted to show you guys this one in particular because this is a problem lock. And, ooh, good oil. And if you come across this problem either with your locks or when you're starting to lock, you know not to panic. I got tangled again because I have so much hair. Snap it, slide it right out. And this time I'm going to get it right. One, two, three. Much better. Much better. 3 twists. I'm not really going to concern myself with this little puff right here because this is going to cover it up. So that's it, guys. It's no big deal, except for if you have a lot of loose hairs like mine, you might come across a couple issues, but add a little bit extra oil to it. Just grab your rubber band at the lock and slide it right off. Alright? As long as you moisturize your hair beforehand, if anything, your rubber bands might pop, which makes your job all that much easier when they pop off. Then you just take them out. But adding the oil helps to soften up and to loosen up your rubber bands so they slide off a lot easier. And it also helps protect your hair a little bit, gives you a little moisture. So I might rock this like this for about another week or so because I try to wash my hair like every other week or as needed. This is what they look like after you take your rubber bands out. Honestly, too, they will kind of hold that little rubber band look. So if you even like that look, it tends to stay that way for a little bit. It's almost like a fake retwist, kinda, because your parts are all separated. It's all nice and fresh, and you didn't have to stand there and be palm rolling your hair to death. I don't need this one. I'm gonna take this one off. So that's it, guys. please feel free to sub. I sub back. I like talking to people. Y'all gonna see me commenting on a lot of people's pictures and stuff. I like talking to people. So feel free to comment. Feel free to sub. Feel free to just check back, watch my videos, and I'll give you a 360 or as best I can. That's the side view. Here's my problem lock back here. And I got the rubber band down a little further. I got another one back here. I had a problem with loose hairs. Y'all see? Hopefully y'all can see I got my rubber band. And then this guy right here just won't let me be great. But we gonna be great. We gonna get this thing together. We gonna get this thing together. And I'm gonna show you, better not tell you. And that's it. I'm gonna let them be free. I'm gonna let them get frizzy. I'm gonna let the roots get nappy. Cause that's how I like it. I don't like it to be super neat. Yeah, and I'm gonna rock it. And I'm finna get ready for this ponytail length. Cause it's almost here, y'all. All summer 18. I'll see y'all next time.